So hello and welcome to Let's Talk SEO. So today I'm going to introduce you to a brand new way of doing keyword research and finding related entities. I'm also going to show you how to find niches that are low competition and profitable. Now, the exact niches that I pull up here may require additional research, but the reason why I'm pulling the niches up here and showing you how to do it is mainly to show you a new tool that I ran into that makes it exceptionally easy to both find the required entities and also the related keywords to those entities. So this turbocharges your keyword research. Secondly, it's absolutely free, so you do not need to pay a dime to use the tool. I'm not affiliated with it. I don't know who the people are who developed the tool. Just ran into it, used it a while, and found it to be extremely useful. So the first step here would be is to ask Bard AI, which is now Gemini AI, can you list a couple of low competition niches that I can get into for affiliate marketing? Now remember, the reason I'm doing this is not because I want to find these niches. It's to mainly show you that this can be done, but mainly in the context of this video is to mainly show you like how you can go from a niche to keyword research absolutely free without having to use any fancy tools, without having to spend a lot of money. And this is like a practical example of how to get into it. Bard AI here has put out a few examples. So it's eco-friendly and sustainable living, target audience, potential products, commission rates, competition, the 20% commission of products. It's an approximate figure. And so you can go through the whole list here. You've got board games. I kind of like board games. 5 to 10% of the commission rate. And so unlike the previous Bard, the Gemini gives us a lot more context. It gives us a lot more information. And also gives us niches which previously it did not. I have done this a lot with the previous version of ChatGPT. I've also done this extensively with Bard AI. But with Gemini, this appears to be the information appears to be a lot better. So gardening it's been around for a while. So let's do home brewing and winemaking. The target audience is people who enjoy making their own drinks and experimenting with different flavors, potential products as homebrew experiment, ingredients, kits. Okay, so we'll go with this over here. And over here is the tool that I was talking about. Now, if I wanted to start a website for homebrewing and winemaking, the next step will be is to go to entityexplorer.com. Again, I don't know who made the tool, where the tool has come from, whatever, but this is a tool I use. I'm not affiliated with it. So if you go to homebrewing and winemaking, and so I pasted away homebrewing and winemaking, and this is the first step towards doing keyword and entity research. So I want to know what's happening. I'll drag this here to the middle. And it's giving me quite a few options. So it's giving me plastic fermenter, champagne bottles, Midwest. And so these are entities that are associated with homebrewing and wine making. Now, I don't have to use every entity associated with it, and I'll show you a neat little trick and a neat little feature of this tool. It's hidden within the tool itself. So plastic fermenter, this will be something that I would be interested in doing, assumingly if I get into the niche, because plastic fermenters are sold, and I have it on good authority that plastic fermenters are expensive. Champagne bottles, if I want to package my items, I'll need champagne bottles. So winemaking would be a more broader term and a more broader entity. Fermenter would probably be the main entity below which we'll have plastic fermenter, and then we could have other types of fermenters or fermenting technologies and stuff like that. We've got grapes, we've got beer, wine, so you can just drag these over here, like open these up. So let's just say that I was interested in the plastic fermenter. Now, if I wanted to create a category for plastic fermenter, I'll click here and I'll say find entities. Now what this does is it finds entities that are associated with the plastic fermenter. And so the entities will be homebrew, canonical, beer, and all of these over here. So not all of these entities are 100% associated with this, so you would have to distill this down. But you can just click, add this, or just copy and paste it into an Excel sheet. The next thing I'd want to do is I would want to click here, and I'd also want to find topics. And this is the power feature over here. If I wanted to cover plastic fermenter on my affiliate site, I would want to write about something. And so it's got information here about plastic fermenter bucket, plastic fermenter spigot, plastic fermenter tank, and it's got a whole list of topics that I could potentially cover. So I'll copy all of these over here, and I'll show you real quick what you could potentially do. I think a lot of people who follow my channel would know what I want to do with this. So I'll go ahead and I will paste this into bar. And we'll get to this in a moment, but we also want to look at mass suggest. And what this mainly does is just pulls up a lot of keywords that are associated with this. So you'll find a lot of question type keywords. So can I ferment in a plastic container? Can I ferment in plastic? And so these are potential keywords that you could rank for. But if you look at this, can I ferment in a plastic container? So let's just check what the competition is like. So I'll copy, I'll paste this into Google, enter. As you can see, the first one over there, Culture for Health, but the second one here is Reddit. And after the helpful content update, if you watched one of my previous videos, these are coming up a lot. So even though I've suggested in the video that you shouldn't go for these type of terms for which Reddit is ranking 1, 2, or 3, 4, if it's highly related to what you're doing, like we're doing over here on this website, this will help us build enough authority to rank for this question over here. We can also check, can you ferment in plastic? So let's see if this question pulls up any enter. And yeah, so the number 1 ranking is right after Culture and Health is fermenting in plastic containers. This is on Reddit. And so as you can see, a whole bunch of ideas here, a whole bunch of keywords for you to sort through. And you can just put this into an Excel sheet, distill this down, and then start writing articles. And because there are a lot of question types over here. Now, what you want to do is you want to create categories. So the main category over here for this will be fermenter. And so right under fermenter, you will have plastic fermenter. And then a whole lot of this. So if we wanted to get into the fermenting affiliate marketing business, what we would then do is we would then put in fermenter. And so this is what I want to do is I want to check all the entities in this map that has to do with fermenter. So let's do, and these are all the entities associated with fermenter. So you'll have a main menu or a main website that's about a fermenter or fermenting. And then you would cover things like process, glass, solid state, canonical, all of these different types of fermenters. And also fermenting formulas. You'll have yeast, you'll have large scale, bacteria, pilot scale, and a whole bunch of these. Now, some you could do without. New Brunswick, probably you could do without. This is a brand or this is a place. Some of the stuff you could probably do without. Some of it you could include, but you would want to include as many of these relevant entities in your content, on your website specifically, and then in your content. And so if you go to process over here, it says find entities. And for process, you can see it pulls up a lot of these generic terms like business, design, flowchart. You don't need all of these for the fermenting business. What you need here is you'll need to scroll through and you'll need to find specific keywords that are associated with it. So process, let's see, find topics. Process what happened. So this will have to be further broken down. So we probably have to do wine fermenter and see what that pulls up. So again, this is the whole process of distilling down what you're looking for and what you think is a good niche to jump into. So wine fermenter. So this will be primary, secondary. I have no idea why it's primary, secondary. Concrete, egg, chart, bottle, alcohol, equation. So you have to go through and see, let's say, find entities associated with primary as a school, secondary. And so a lot of this is just generic terms. Maybe we hear a lot of it. So wine, white wine, winemaking, these are associated with what we try to do. So we can go to white wine and we can do find entities. I'll say glass, red wine, sweet, whatever, and all of these entities associated with it. We can also pull up keywords. So white wine, what is it good for? White wine, what temperature? And a lot of these topics you could cover depending on the nature of your website. So once you've found what topics you want to cover, you go back into Bard, and you remember I pasted all of this over here. And so what you want to do is, let's just remove all of these keywords, and let's just start with plastic fermenter bucket. And so what I want to do is I want to like, can you write a 500-word outline for plastic fermenter bucket? The content should help us build authority. And so mainly, you want to start with an outline, because then you will first edit the outline, then give Gemini AI the outline. The Gemini AI will work on the outline and flesh it out. And that's the right way to write these types of articles. You don't want to just copy and paste it, tell Gemini to just write a bunch of articles. That's the wrong approach. And I'll probably make a whole video on how to correctly use this, but this is what you'll really want to do. So we've asked plastic fermenter bucket content establishing authority. So it gives us an introduction. So briefly introduce the concept. Okay, we're good with this. Advantages, cost effectiveness, ease of use, material, proper preparation, advanced, troubleshooting, conclusion. So what you want to do is just copy and paste all of this into a Word document, and then you want to get this written section by section. So you'll copy and paste, and you'll tell, for instance, I want this section written, and it also tells us like how many words, so 50 words. I want probably more words. I want like 1,000 words, but we'll say we want this for 100 words. We'll ask it to flesh it out. Now again, how you do this will depend again on the topic you're trying to cover. And I think I made a mistake here. I sort of prompted it. But yeah, so when I put this in, it went ahead and wrote the introduction. And it just, yeah, I think this is less than 100 words, but it wrote the introduction. So as you can see, very easy to do. Find the entities, incorporate the entities into your topic. Use Bard to make sure that you write high quality content real fast. Then make sure the entities from here are included in the content, and you're just about done. Hope you like the videos, guys. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.